what does that look like? And how do we do that in the midst of their challenges and in the midst of your challenges?
Who you leading, different personalities. With that, knowing that, you don't get offended by, certain personality. You just gotta know, that person. Everybody's not the same. You gotta know how to deal with each individual, because everybody's not the same.
And it goes back to that first spot. You don't take on somebody else's guilt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You don't, just because they're going through something and they're challenged with you and they take it out on you, you don't use it as abuse to say, well, I'm just going to take the guilt. Like, I know it, like, I'm going to just take different people. All right, here's your next box. So you can go buy your paper or you can have it at your
Pass my
table.
pen.
Closed. Line.
Blind.
Open, closed, blind.
Oh, blind.
Yep. And then unknown. Open, closed, blind, unknown. Alright? So, whenever you present yourself and whenever someone's asking you about yourself, there are 4 of you that you can present based on the relationship you have with that person. Your open self is what everyone knows about you, everyone shares, they can find that publicly. Closed is what you hide and you don't want people to know about you. And then there's a blind. There's a part of you that you don't even know, you haven't experienced, that you're blind to, that hasn't been exposed. And then there's the unknown. There's some things that you probably would never ever experience. So you will unknown, you will never know that part of yourself. Okay? Open person is willing to share and you don't even have to know them long.
No, that's not me.
And then you got people who are closed. That's probably your only 2 options, honestly, starting out. Alright? So why are you...
Hey, we can be vulnerable right now, right here. Like, what are you talking about? I won't have that space where it's just, how can we help? How can we be better? Or, get to a better place than we're in right now.
I never really let them in, because I really didn't want to. And I kind of could control that. Yeah. But, yeah. The role makes you have to deal with it.
Yep. That's true too, cause I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't be like, get out my face, Bobby. I could. But that's not right. So I definitely get roles. Roles will push you. Yeah.
So as a
My
leader,
face says everything.
go ahead.
This is also probably go back to your environments too. Yeah, in certain environments you probably you can be open, closed,
You said what now?
I'm clearly a closed person. But.
Oh, really? That's weird. She is not closed. She's open.
No, I'm not. I'm totally not. But I'm an open person because I just feel like I want to give people value, and I want them to know that when I encounter you, you matter, and you're significant for that moment that I'm with you. So I want to engage with people, make eye contact, get to know them, just so that they understand, like, you are a joy to me, and I'm interested in you, and I want to know more about you, and just open up that space for them. So I feel like that's where my openness comes from. It's just wanting to connect with people and wanting them to feel like they matter with me.
Yeah.
and you have to be appropriate. Some people.
Super funny. The $1 million question that everyone, no matter how old you are, the number 1 question we all ask, that we keep asking no matter how old we get. Y'all remember when we used to, in school, elementary, we used to take some paper or something and just write the question on there and then hand it over to somebody?
I like you. You like me.
There you go. That's it. That's the $1 million question.
That's how y'all used to get girls.
That's the million. Either you asked it or somebody asked you it. Like,
You gotta check yes.
Yeah, you gotta check yes or no.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, the maybe was up there. Hey, this is the reality though. Everybody, when they see you and they coming in contact with you, they're asking the question, do you like me? And if you say no, they're gonna take their conversation somewhere else. And as a leader, we have to realize that no matter who God brings on our path, we have to be open to say yes. Because if they don't find safety in us, who are they gonna find it in? You know, so everybody's question is coming to us and saying, okay, do you like me? Like, is this a safe place for me to ask you a question? And do you care about my question? Like, are you really listening to what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, can you help me through it? And as a leader, you might not be able to answer it, but you can point them to some direction to help them. Okay? So when you think of you, somebody's gonna come to you, either open or close, and how you respond to them is gonna go. Content of a statement. I love basketball. Okay? I love basketball. Now, I love basketball fits in this grid in several different ways. Alright? I can say I love basketball, and logically I can just think about basketball all the time. You know, I can analyze sports, I can analyze the teams, I can analyze my stats, all that. That's just logic from the past, what I've done. That's the kind of the pain that comes with, man, I didn't get to finish my last year. I gave all my efforts to basketball, and my last season I didn't get to play. And that's the emotion I could feel by just saying the statement, I love basketball. I didn't finish my passion and love for basketball. I can emphasize my focus on Judah to make sure he gets and accomplishes what I need him. And here's the reality. Whenever someone says something to you, you never know which of these four they actually mean. And what that can cause is a disconnect in you communicating with them that causes y'all relationship to actually not show that it cares. Because I can go to Sabrina and say, I love basketball. And she could be like, man, you played 3 years, you've been playing since you was 30, and all I can think about is the 1 year that I wasn't able to play. And it's a disconnect in our relationship because she's thinking about all the years I played and how I did play, and all I'm thinking about is the 1 year I didn't play, and it's causing grief. And so the importance of statements is not just understanding the content of what somebody said, but what do they actually mean when they say it. And so often, we just look at the content of what somebody says and don't understand the meaning behind it, and it creates disconnects in relationships with others. Because all I said was, I love basketball. And all you thought was, man, you've been playing for years. And all I'm thinking of is, man, there's 1 year I ain't been playing. And all of this happens in the midst of a conversation. By me being open to share I love basketball, and you might not be as open to hearing me at the time, so you're closed, and so you may just take my statement, but not feel what I'm feeling in the midst of my statement. And this is why relationships are so complicated, because you could assume something that actually they're not communicating. And as leaders, we have to be aware of, yes, what the person is saying, but also what do they actually mean when they're saying it. And as people, we haven't been taught a good deal of how to do that. We haven't been taught a good deal of, how do I listen to someone, know what they mean, and be able to articulate that.
So how did that example go that you gave us? How did you end up expressing your grief and depression about that?
You chose emotions that typically aren't discussed. Like, you don't really discuss guilt. You don't really discuss shame. You just deal with it internally.
Okay.
So
I was gonna say too, like, you know, you don't, you're in a position where you don't usually say how you're feeling day by day or, you know, so long. It's just different.
Okay. Anyone else?
It made me think,
Okay.
because you had to process,
Yep.
you know, all these emotions in the order that you're feeling them.
Yep.
and it make you share something that the other person may not know that you feel.
Okay.